Here's what would happen if you were buried alive. Apparently 10 days before, the mafia would target you. Being buried alive has been used as an execution method by mafia groups. Interesting. That would suck. Well, obviously it would suck, but it would suck because like you're buried alive. You can't do anything about it. Like you're just gonna starve to death. One day before you would get kidnapped. You don't remember much. Did someone spike your drink? It's all a blur. 0 seconds after you realize what happens, you are buried alive. 1 second after you start to panic, but just for 1 second, there's no time for that. Wait, what? You got a couple seconds you could panic for. You're gonna have lots of time under there anyway. After 5 seconds, you scream for help. Yeah, no one's gonna hear you, man. There's no. Actually, I was gonna say there's no point in trying, but there is a point in trying. Maybe someone's walking by over top of you, and they're like, "What the heck's that underground?" And then they're like, "Oh, I'm just probably hearing things," and they continue on their walk. But it's worth a try. 10 seconds after your increased heart rate. When under stress, your body releases cortisol that increases heart rate. After I open my eyes, my heart would be beating fast. Not even 10 seconds. After 20 seconds, you take slow, deep breaths. A person can live in a coffin for over 5 hours, bro. Let's pop it up right here. Mr. Beast survived a week. You could survive more than 5. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast, he had like tubes of oxygen so you could breathe. Because like if you're buried alive, it's like you got no oxygen, right? So I'm sure he had like some tubes and stuff. He had food and a whole bunch of other stuff. So. But don't try, guys. I feel like I gotta say that. Well, I shouldn't have to say that, but don't try and bury yourself, okay? Just don't do that. After 50 seconds, agonizing silence. The only thing you can hear is your breathing and rapid heartbeat. Creepy. You might be able to hear a couple insects beside you, I mean. After 1 minute, you'd feel disorientated. Sensory deprivation can trick the human brain. Oh, I never thought about that though. It would be pitch black too. You wouldn't be able to see a thing. You wouldn't hear anything. You'd just be there. Because again, I'm thinking of like Mr. Beast's video. He's posted 2 now. Just watched the other one last night actually. He has like lights and cameras and everything, so it's a lot different. After 1.5 minutes, you would touch the walls. Okay, so you are in a coffin. Feel them to be aware of the space and guide your brain. Unless you can find like a screwdriver and unscrew the thingy and then start crawling out through the dirt, but because you're stuck in a box, you can't just start digging right away. After 2 minutes, you take inventory. What? This is very important. Anything you have. Oh, yes. Find a screwdriver, like I said. After 2 minutes, don't light up matches or lighters. Well, first of all, why would they leave that with you? Maybe it's a trick. No, because the mafia members, apparently, if that's why we're under here, the mafia members would be like, we want them to suffer for as long as possible. So if they have matches, they can suffer for less time if they light them up. Because I know you would like some light, but this would use up your limited oxygen. Exactly. So you'd be out quicker. And the mafia guys, they wouldn't want that. They would want you to be alive as long as possible because then you'd be in like pain the whole time. Why is the mafia after you anyway? I don't know. Don't do anything bad, guys. After 2.5 minutes, adrenaline would rush. I'm thinking it would be rushing the whole time. Blood adrenaline level arise due to the stress hormone cortisol. After 3 minutes, check if you have a phone and signal. I'm sure the mafia would like check to see if you have a phone and take anything out of your pockets, but hey, check if you have a phone and signal. Oh yeah, check if you have it, I guess, might as well. I mean, I would have done that probably within the first 5 seconds, but you know. Being buried with cell phones was the second most popular request on a British poll. What? Just in case you bury someone who's alive? What? I don't get that. I would hope that if you're burying someone, you would know that they're not alive. But anyway, after 4 minutes, search for a dead ringer. Some old coffins had a rope that rings a bell to alert if you're alive. Again, if you pass away, your family puts you in a coffin and then they bury you, you would think that they for sure 100% know that you're not alive. And in this case, if the mafia buries you, you would think they 100% check to make sure you don't have a bell. After 4 minutes, oh, we're still at 4 minutes, you tap the lid of the coffin. You can use, for example, a belt, a shoe, a watch, etc. Maybe someone hears you. That's true. Or you could maybe, if it's weak enough, but again, if the mafia put you under, it's probably metal. He probably can't break it out. After 5 minutes, discomfort. The medical term for the fear of being buried alive is taphophobia. And I have claustrophobia? I have that too, so I would not be good under there. Oh, here it is. Claustrophobia after 5 minutes too. Approximately 2.2 of the population, only 2.2%? Because like I've already explained this in previous videos, so I'm not gonna explain it again, but I'm like very bad. Like if I'm trapped and I can't get out, I start like hyperventilate. You're feeling stressed and hopeless, activate your survival mode. After 5.5 minutes again, you start sweating. Caused by the stress and the heat of your body in a small and suffocating space. After 6 minutes, you meditate. Why would you be meditating? Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and everything is gonna be okay? Sure, buddy. After 8 minutes, you check the material of the coffin. You should have already checked that when you're trying to bang. If it's metal or similar, all you can do is continue to tap and pray. Exactly. I already said that, guys. After 10 minutes, if it's wood, press it. You might be able to gauge the weight of the dirt above by the cracking of the lid. Again, I already said this. If it's wood, you could... After 15 minutes, you punch the walls. Start punching it right when you get in there, man. The first thing I do when I open my eyes, I'm like, oh, boom, boom. That's how I would be. Do it in the center though, because it will be the most fragile part. Okay. After 30 minutes, oh, we're skipping ahead now. Oxygen will be decreasing. No, really? It's getting harder and harder to breathe as the oxygen levels deplete. Oh, after 40 minutes, dehydration. Only 40 minutes? I haven't had water in 40 minutes. I better start drinking. When you feel thirsty, it means the dehydration already started. Well, actually, I do feel a little thirsty right now. I'm gonna grind out the rest of the video for you guys. After 45 minutes, you would get a headache. One of the first signals of dehydration because your brain shrinks. Oh, is that actually why? When you get a headache because of dehydration, it's because your brain is getting shrinking? I didn't know that. I just thought. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought. After 50 minutes, you'd be fatigued. Your brain is working harder because of the stress and lack of H2 and H2Os. After 1 hour, demotivation. It's normal to feel sluggish and lazy because your body is deprived of vital stuff. Only an hour? I guess you're demotivated. It's like, I've already tried everything. What do I do? That's where discipline comes into play, guys. Screw motivation. You don't need motivation. Motivation is like, okay, I'm feeling like I can do this. But discipline is like, I don't care if I want to do it or not. I'm going to do it. Be disciplined. Okay, here we go. He started to be disciplined after 1.2 hours. 20 minutes later, after he's demotivated, he's like, okay, I got this. I got the discipline. I'm going to continue punching. Soon you manage to create a hole. Oh, we're getting out. Okay. I didn't think we were going to get out. Soon you'll manage to create a hole in the lid. Pray your family bought a cheap coffin. Okay, again, it's the mafia though. The mafia is the one burying you. I don't think it's gonna be your family's coffin, but okay. Now, you take off your shirt. Why are we taking off our shirt? Oh, to protect ourselves from the dirt, maybe? Or rearranging your wardrobe in such a small place requires some strategy. That's true. Aha, put it on your face. Your shirt can be used to protect you from suffocating on loose earth. Just call it dirt, man. Loose earth, come on. After 1.4 hours, nausea. 10 minutes later, we kick the lid. Expert fighters can generate up to 9,000 newtons from kicking about a ton of force. Okay, try to escape. Oh, okay, so we are getting out again. If it is a shallow grave, you may have a chance. Get ready to move fast. Then we break through the coffin after 1.6 hours. Why don't we break through the coffin after 10 minutes? Or 5 minutes? If it's a cheap wood coffin again, try to make a hole big enough for you to crawl out. Same time frame, pray it isn't a deep grave. Well, if it was the mafia, it's probably... Actually, no, because they might not expect you that you're getting out. So they probably just put you... Let's just bury him enough so people don't see he's under here. A deep grave, the pressure would be too much and you'd choke to death on dirt. But that's why you cover your face with your shirt so you don't see the dirt, you know? Because if you don't see it, it's not there. Just kidding. I meant like put it over here so it doesn't get in your mouth. Pray it hasn't rained. Well, in an hour and a half, that would be pretty unfortunate. Sorry, an hour point 6. Waterlogged soil can weigh up to 4 times as much as dry soil if it's rained. Say goodbye. After 1.7 hours, move like a worm. Kick the falling dirt to your feet and stand up quickly. This is your only chance. Okay, I wouldn't be going like this. I'd be going like that, trying to like get the dirt out of my face. Ooh, like a worm, come on. If you guys are ever in this situation, don't take what they're saying like to heart, okay? Maybe use some of their techniques here, but like you can also like do some other things. Just let you guys know. After 1.7 hours, failing that. What are we failing? Of course, if it's a sturdy coffin, you wouldn't be able to break. I thought we already broke through it. Okay, so we didn't break through it now, and now we're crying. Being buried alive is one of the most common phobias. Now you understand why. I've never really thought about being buried alive because you have to be in a pretty bad situation for that to happen. Like they said, like the mafia's after you, they bury you alive. Oh, okay, we're accepting death. At this point, you know there's no escaping. You accept this as your grave. Well, I'm not gonna laugh or anything, but I mean, you're already in the grave, I guess. Acidic blood. When you breathe too much CO2, it creates carbonic acid in your bloodstream. Yikes. Okay, half an hour later, muscles are twitching. Acidic blood and anxiety can cause twitching by releasing neurotransmitters. Okay. After 3 hours, drink urine? The dehydration is so bad. Would you do this in a survival situation? I don't know. If you've already accepted death, I don't think I'd be drinking my urine. And it's only 3 hours. I used to, back in the day, like barely drink any water and I realized it was bad. I used to just drink milk, but have water like once a day. So I've gone way more than 3 hours. So I'm sure you could go a bit longer before you use urine as your last resort. After 4 hours, you're unconscious. As the oxygen depletes, you should slowly drift out of consciousness. After 4.5 hours, hypoxic convulsions, the muscle twitches would develop to full body shakes and foaming at the mouth. Okay, 4.8 hours, brain damage. As the brain loses oxygen, your cells start dying rapidly. And then eventually, 20 minutes later, death. Eventually, your body is so deprived of oxygen that you asphyxiate to death. And then what? You decompose. Oh, after 12 years though. It would take up to 12 years for all your flesh to decompose. Just horrible. It's not that bad because you're technically already gone. And I guess that's it. Your bones. I mean, at least you're already buried, right? Anyway, that's gonna be for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to slap that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on bell notifications if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you haven't already.